Bog Entertainment is back with another movie review. I'm no longer up here for a wee afternoon nap on Christmas Eve. What's going on, Stevie? But we're here to review Sinister, and I seen this was voted the second most scariest horror movie of all time when I was doing some notes on it after I finished it, and I'm like, are you having a giraffe, buddy? There was no fucking danger. This was like, yeah, like the tapes of people getting killed are creepy. Yeah, the Mr. Boogie guy is a wee bit creepy, but at the end of the day, we have Kevin from the Backstreet Boys in this movie. So how scary can it be? Let's dive in. Or you could call him Kevin. You could call him that. But we kick off the movie with this hanging, this family getting hung. Um, and then basically this family moves in, this writer who's written this Kentucky Blood crock of shite. And basically he's not really wanted in this town because bad news follows him everywhere he goes because, you know, he writes this shit, doesn't put police in a good light. Then he discovers these tapes, and this is basically where the movie goes downhill for this guy because he discovers these tapes, he looks into it, but they're very real. There's fruit slicings, there's hangings in the backyard, there's pool party, there's people getting it fucking burnt alive in their car. He does quite a bit of investigation into it, but it's like, could I know it's like supernatural and like the tapes are only meant for people who go into the house and they're only placed there, but like the fucking deputy guy is the shooting Sons of Anarchy is a wee bit loud here. But you know, it's kind of like, could the police not put a connection to this? But I guess without the tapes, you know, they would never have known. You know, and with each one, there's a fucking a family, or the youngest is missing. I mean, I never really thought the youngest kid was killing them, but I was like, it's weird that this guy, Mr. Boogie, so to speak, is just taking them all. But it's more that the kid, it's the kid's not, well, the kid is killing them, but he's more like, you know, it's more like a possession sort of thing by this Mr. Boogie guy. You know, so weird stuff goes on. Kevin for the Backstreet Boys, really should have left this house, but at the end of the day, even when he did leave the house at the end of the movie, it didn't do anything for him. Basically, the deputy guy says all that stuff, tells him once they've moved out again, well, moved out, yeah, I moved out, that it basically all the previous murder victims lived in the same house, but it's like, but where do you like draw the line? Like, his wife basically seen fuck all with all this stuff. I mean, you could say with his son, alright, he was outside, found outside and shit. His daughter ended up doing it. She was getting talked to by like all the kids and shit. But his wife's seen fuck all. So where do you draw the line? Like, who's actually infected by this like demon and who's like? I get it, they're a family, right? Alright, but like, where's the line drawn? I mean, say like his auntie or like his ma came over, grandma came over. Would she have had to been killed because she's a part of the family and she was in the house? Like, where does Mr. Boogie draw the line, or is it just kids because he's a fucking pedo? Where does the guy draw the line? You know what I mean? But basically, once Ethan figures out that no, Ethan, that's the actor's name. Ellison figures out it's too late. Essentially, he's fucked. He gets drugged by his daughter, and then because he basically seen in the tapes all the kids. And he's quite like, oh, you put two and two together, boom. The kids were the ones doing it. And then, basically, out of nowhere, fucking, he gets drugged, and then his daughter kills him with a sledgehammer. And I can't remember what their tape was called. It was it like Sledgeover? Was it do a sleepover? But I can't remember. That's basically what their tape's called. She killed all three of them off screen, which I thought was a bit shite. Scariest movie of all time. But we can't see the three main, like, well, the main character, his wife and their son die, you know, and then basically Mr. Boogie's behind his daughter, and then he carries her off into the Neverworld, and yeah, that's how the movie ends, guys. There's a second one, don't know if I'll watch it. I mean, it's an intriguing concept, but it was kind of cookie cutter and generic the way it ended, but at the same time, it was kind of cool the way it ended, in a way, because it just ended with all of them dying, and there was like no rebellion against it. Like, it's not like he realised he was getting poisoned or drugged by his daughter, and then he quickly went, "Oh fuck, I'm not drinking that." Then there was like a bit of a struggle with like Mr. Boogie or something. You know what I mean? It kind of just ended. So I kind of like that, but at the same time, it was just it wasn't even scary. Like, I mean, like to me, a movie, like if jump scares, like yes, they can be scary, but if your movie relies on jump scares to be scary, then you know it's not exactly a scary movie. Like like the tone, and shit like that needs to be. I mean, there was scenes in this where like he was in the attic and it was a wee bit creepy and all that shit. Like also the animals that was another like thing. But all in all, like it wasn't like. I mean, it was a decent horror movie, but yeah. I mean, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Like, I can't really give it any more. Maybe the second one's better. Maybe we'll find out, Kevin. Maybe we'll find it.